Yo, it's your homeboy Kiyosaki in the building. Welcome to episode 4 of Marvel Gist. In this episode, I go over the characters which I think will make an appearance in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. So I'm not talking about the actors or the actresses, but the actual characters themselves. So let's start. So first of all, the Guardians themselves, the ones from the first movie are going to make a reappearance in the second movie. Let's just get that out of the way. Next, we have Yondu. There are so many reasons for Yondu to make a reappearance. Not only does he have this, he's sort of the bridge between Peter Quill, aka Star Lord, and Star Lord's father. He is the bridge between them. He knows both characters. So Yondu's definitely going to make a reappearance because we do have confirmation that Star Lord's father will make an appearance in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. That is confirmed. And there's other reasons such as Michael Rooker and James Gunn have a close relationship. He's definitely going to try and squeeze his body into the movie, all that kind of good stuff. Not to mention, he is one of the original Guardians of the Galaxy in the comics. So everything points at Yondu making a reappearance. Next, we have Cosmo the dog, the Collector, and possibly Howard the Duck. Howard the Duck is a big maybe. I think if they introduce him, they're kind of pushing it. But basically, my problem with Howard the Duck is if they throw him in, I think they're gonna try and do a Rocket Raccoon, Cosmo the dog, Howard the Duck. There's gonna be too much of a cluster in that department of sort of animals and CGI and all that kind of stuff. But that might be what they're going for. My worry is this becomes too much of a Star Wars Episode 1 type of movie where they're throwing in gimmicks left, right, and center. But I have a lot of faith in James Gunn, especially after seeing the first Guardians, which completely blew me away. So I don't think it's gonna go down that route. If they bring in Howard the Duck and Cosmo, I think they're gonna find a way of doing it well. So yeah, there is the problem of, but yeah, I definitely see a return of the Collector because there's still two Infinity Gems out there, or Infinity Stones. I think, well, I'm gonna make a separate video talking about which Infinity Stone I think will make a reappearance. But you could probably guess if you've seen some of my other videos. And yeah, Benicio del Toro is such a fantastic actor, so much talent in that department. Not to mention the Infinity Stones are still out there, so there's a lot of reasons for him to make a reappearance. Not to mention, just like Yondu, he is the sort of bridge between Cosmo the dog, who is an actual Guardian in the current comics, and you know, if they want to throw in Howard the Duck, he is the bridge between those two characters and the Guardian. So just like Yondu, Benicio has reasons to make a reappearance. Next, we have Nebula. Now, she really doesn't come off as anything really big in the first movie, but if you read the comics, she is pretty damn big. Really, like she's quite the character. So read the Infinity Gauntlet saga, and you get where I'm coming from because I don't want to spoil you guys if you haven't read the comics, and I really won't blame you. But if you want to read the comics easily, you can check out Comixology. That's a website for reading comics, Marvel, DC, left, right, center, whatever you want to read. Or you could just go straight to the Marvel Unlimited if you're not interested in other like comic book brands and all that kind of stuff. And there's some really nice deals on Marvel Unlimited for reading comics online and shit. So you can read the whole Infinity Gauntlet saga, which is just about six issues. So it really isn't anything big. But Nebula is a pretty interesting character that you do not want to sleep on. And yeah. I forgot to put a spoiler warning at the beginning of the video, but I apologize. However, if you were spoiled, I apologize. But whatever. I mean, I expected anybody who's watching this video to have watched the first Guardians. I mean, it doesn't make too much sense to jump straight to the Guardians 2 cast without having watched the first Guardians movie. But yeah, I'm just throwing that out there now. There might be more spoilers ahead of you guys if you've been spoiled already. Next, we have something involving the Kree, and this is because of Ronan the Accuser. Now you have to really think, why would they use Ronan, who isn't really, that much of a villain in the comics anyways. In fact, I don't even think he's a villain in the comics if I remember correctly. But why would they choose Ronan? And I think the reason they chose Ronan is to open the floodgates, for the Kree. So they want to do something with the Kree. We might see something related to Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel, most likely foreshadowing. They're not just going to bring those characters, those characters are going to have their own movies if Marvel wants to do anything with them. Or we might definitely see something involving the Kree in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, or some foreshadowing maybe in the post-credit scene for a Captain Marvel movie or a Miss Marvel movie, depending which of the two they want to do. Most likely they won't do both. They might, but I don't think so. Next, we have the Nova Corps. I really think they'll make a reappearance, not necessarily as grand or as big as the first because they took a really big blow. However, I think that once again they might be sort of end credit scene characters. So we're either gonna see them lose an Infinity Stone in an end credit scene, to Thanos most likely, or we might see the development of Nova, which would hint at a Nova standoff or a Nova movie, which would, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to be really hyped for. And since the collector might make a return, we might also see other elders of the universe. So for those of you who don't read the comics, um, there's other characters that are very similar to the collector, and I don't go into too much detail, not so as not to spoil you or whatever, but um, they're very related, and they're all pretty much kind of immortal. Sometimes they're immortal, sometimes they're not. Depend, and being the cinematic universe, I'm not sure how it's gonna be, applied or translated to film. And the final character is, of course, Thanos himself. Most likely, he'll be an end credit scene as opposed to a big player. Yeah. So Thanos is another character we might see. Oops. Actually, there's two more. I can't believe I almost forgot these characters. So Adam Warlock, he is a big Guardian character in the comics, and he is a big character involving the Infinity Stones or the Infinity Gems. Not to mention he does some shit with Doctor Strange, and we do have confirmation that a Doctor Strange movie is coming. So he's a nice bridge between Doctor Strange and the Guardians of the Galaxy. So just as Nebula is a big character, Yondu is a big character. The Collector is potentially a big character, depending on whether they want to go with the whole, animal party thing. And now we have Adam Warlock, who is not only a Guardian in the comics right now, but also a big character in many ways. And we saw a cocoon of Adam Warlock in the first movie. He was in the Collector's Museum, which blew up, so he is free right now. So yeah, Adam Warlock, we might definitely see something concerning him. And once again, he might just be an end credit scene to bridge. I mean, this end credit scene is a really powerful tool, and until we get like a trailer or something, giving us details of the actual plot of the movie, a lot of stuff is gonna involve end credit scene. The only characters I can say that are most likely not gonna have to do with the end credits are the Collector, if he makes a return, and Yondu, who I'm pretty sure will make a return. Um, the final character is Quasar, who is very much like Green Lantern. And the thing with Quasar is there's so much backstory behind the character. Well, there's not all that much, but this is the sort of character who sort of deserves um, an origin story. You don't just throw a character like that into the mix because he or she is so much different from just a typical alien joining the group, because they have these bands that cause power, and it's really interesting, and there's a lot of layers involving the character's origin. You can't simply I don't think it's fair to just throw in Quasar like that. So Quasar is unlikely, but not something we should rule out completely, especially if they plan on bringing characters as powerful as Nova or Miss Marvel in the future. So Quasar will definitely be a step in that direction. But it's Quasar's an if. It's I can't really say I can't really vouch for Quasar the way I would for Yondu or the Collector. And yeah, I think I've said pretty much everyone I think will make an appearance. Once again, I'll go over them. The original, I mean, the Guardians from the first movie, Yondu. In fact, we might see an extra Guardian, like one of the originals, might make a return, but I doubt it because they generally aren't all that classy. Um, Adam Warlock, the Collector, the Elders of the Universe, Cosmo the Dog, Howard the Duck, Nebula, something involving the Kree. And well, I actually forgot one more, which is the Inhumans. Now, we do have information that Vin Diesel is playing a part in, he's going to be one of the Inhumans, most likely Black Bolt. However, I'm not quite sure if they're actually making an Inhumans movie or whether he's just going to play as the Inhumans, because the Inhumans in Marvel history, they've been in a shit ton of collaborations. Like, they have collaborated with damn near everybody on a sort of, they've collaborated with the Fantastic Four, probably the X-Men, they've collaborated with everyone. So the Inhumans, I'm not quite sure if they're going to get their own movie, especially since, but you never know. The Guardians got their own movie, and Guardians definitely had less of a following than the Inhumans. So anything's possible. So yeah, that's my video. These are the characters I think will make an appearance in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Thank you for chilling all the way to the end. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And as always, thank you guys for watching.